right, we'll start off by introducing yourself, my boy, so go ahead.
Alright, so my name Chance London. I was born and raised in a small city called Albany, Georgia. I'm a producer, artist. Well, I'll say I'm a artist by nature. I do a lot of things, more than one things, but for the sake of this video, I'm an artist and producer.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask you the first question. What inspires you to pursue in a music career?
On the artist aspect,
Yes, sir.
I say I am music. You know, I ain't have to necessarily get my spark of inspiration from no one outside of me. And when you are music, it's just natural. It's like within the destiny to create music if you are music. So yeah.
Can you share a bit about your musical background and training?
My musical background, indoor taste, of course, it's struck from inside of the home. You know, if you ask me, like I used to, since I'm now tapped into like my inner nature, I remember hearing my mama singing to different R&B songs while I was in the womb. You feel me? So I think starting from there is where like my musical background come from. And, you know, of course, when, you know, I came into fruition or whatnot, I was introduced to so many different music tastes, you know, ranging from R&B, soul music. You know, my mom was big on R&B, grandma big on like soul music. So it's just like different generations that I was exposed to, you know, make me like just different genres of music. And I feel like that's definitely played a major role and had a big impact on like my music taste now today, because it's like so much soul and so much gumbo and compacted into one. So yeah.
Tell me like about your specific style, your way of music. So how would you describe your musical style?
Yeah, so my music style is pretty much like, I guess if I was to keep it more so industry standard, it'd be considered conscious rap, which go hand in hand with boom bap or like, you know, different stuff like that. So, but don't get me wrong, like I dibble and dabble into other ranges of my craft also. So I don't just stay within the bubble. You know, I am limitless. Therefore, I create that same way.
What are some of the main themes or messages you explore in your music? Like, is there something you're trying to put out every time you make a song? Or like, you know, do you just do it? Do you, like sometimes do you put the message in there? Do you have something to say? Like, or do you just like, you just do it because that's how you feel?
Oh, most definitely. Like, I ain't gonna lie, of course, it's all feeling. It's all energy and motion, or more simpler terms, emotion. So the feelings always gotta be involved when I'm creating. But on the other end, of course, like everything I create have to have a deeper meaning to it, or some type of meaning to it. I'm not just creating and just coming on to a track saying anything, and that's even when it comes to production also. It have to be some type of substance within, you know, the art that I'm creating, you know. And I feel as though that's what the artistry side of, you know, a musician or the industry is missing nowadays, is someone actually having some type of quality and substance behind the things that they are saying. Words are spells, and you know, a lot of us, you know, don't recognize how many negative spells and bad spells that we put in on people when we actually expressing ourselves. Therefore, of course, whenever I speak, I make sure it's of quality, of substance. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because I can literally hear that in a song every time. Like you literally, you know, I hear you, but like, you know, it's more than that every time. Like it's an energy thing. I wouldn't even call it a flow, really, bro, because like you really have a whole different meaning, like you said, like, you know. So you would say it's a feeling. Like you say you just describe your true feeling, like your like, would you say is one feeling? or multiple films, like, or just like straight up, just one straight path?
I say, just like I said this once before, like Nip said, music is spiritual. It just takes from one to tap into that spiritual downloads that we're getting and being able to execute those spiritual downloads that you get. And so when it comes to me, like, it ain't just one, as you said one word, like one message or one thing that I'm getting. This downloads is like a whole plethora of like messages coming in at one, and just being able to channel and assert that energy into, the pot.
I want you to tell me about any challenges you had, like, throughout your journey, like, from when you started to now.
I'll say the biggest challenge is like getting that recognition and support, because that's the thing. Like, even though I know all is divinely timed and cosmically aligned, so everything will align on the right time when it's supposed to, how it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. Though, if I'm being more on this physical plane, the biggest challenge I face right now is like getting that recognition and that exposure. Like, especially like with the type of music I make, it's easy for somebody to, overlook the craftsmanship due to the fact that the style that I have, most people, like modern day people, feel like it's played out, or, it's like being overshadowed. So I feel like, yeah, that probably be the biggest thing that I face, the biggest challenge that I face on a day-to-day basis when it comes to the artistry aspect.
How would you work your way around it to where, you could have that recognition if you was in the industry?
Walk with love, walk by faith, not by sight, because like I said, everything is divinely timed, cosmically aligned, so everything gonna work out how it's supposed to, when it's supposed to.
Yeah, so along with making music, you also started making your own beats too.
Oh, for sure.
I actually seen you, like, we was actually starting off. I done put you on FL Studio.
Hey yo, shout out to Kello, dog.
I want you to tell me about that too, like, like, did you? I know you always wanted to like make your own beats, but like, tell me about that journey. How you was able to make your own sound with that.
For sure. I'm gonna give credit to my guy Kello for introducing me to FL, like literally, because it was at one point, like when I first started off in my journey, I was literally making beats on my phone. So you could just imagine how the beat sound. It was more of like techno and ED. Hold up, is it EPDM, EDPMD or something like that? More like house music.
Electronic dance music, EDM.
Yeah, that it was more like house music. So I'll say shout out to my guy, the guy Kello, for introducing me to like FL Studio, and yeah, ever since then it's been magical.
Like, do you think like making beats is harder than rapping, or rapping harder than making beats, or would you even say it's difficult at all?
I'll say production, only because I started off as an artist first rather than a producer. So the artist aspect, by the time I got my hands on production, even though my style wasn't fully developed, artistry, I already knew how to do that. Write songs, freestyle, I already knew that. So when it came to the production and making beats aspect, it was more so of me crawling over again, like crawling and learning how to walk, but it's a good thing that, social media is accessible, and not only that, but me being surrounded by like my guy Kello, knowing how to produce also. So just him showing me like them little bitty spits and specks within that program is like, it allowed me to, love it a little bit more and enjoy it.
From the beginning, or when you started, your music career until now, what was your memorable experience or breakthrough moments that you think, like, what's your favorite part about the whole music aspect?
Where I said this once before too, but the memories, like little memories like this, is what I cherish the most. And I haven't yet had no breakthrough, so to say, when it comes to like music. Of course, like when it comes to production and my music, I've gained, some ears of people all over the world. And not only that, but fun fact, when I look at my analytics, man, I now got more support from people that's outside of the US rather than inside of the US. Though I still haven't had like a straight breakout point within my career. But when it comes to the memory aspect, the most memorable moments that I've had, it's moments like this, man. We shooting, we creating, me making music. It be the little things that matter the most that most people don't pay attention to. But now as I get younger and wiser, not older, but I find little moments like that to be the most quality moments and memories that you could create.
So how would you give advice to somebody that's on that same wave as you? And what could they use to make themselves evolve? And what would you do?
I'll say, first and foremost, be yourself. Be yourself, dog. Like, and not only that, but be confident in yourself. And that them two things, let alone gonna take your inconsistency. Those three things, let alone gonna take you far. Because it's like, and not only that, knowing yourself also. Because it comes, music isn't for everybody. Just say for instance, like a guy with hoop dreams who doesn't make it. That wasn't within his destiny to make it. I said that to say, like, the things that you think is within your destiny, it may not always be within your destiny. But having those key elements that I just named, like consistency, you being confident in yourself and your artistry and things like that, I mean, it'll align you with your purpose perfectly. So, what else you ask?
How would you see yourself evolving in the next few years?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm constantly evolving. I feel like people create unrealistic goals and everything for the future, for them future selves. And, I'm not a person that, pretty much write out these future goals and plans, only because the future is now, the past is now. It just take one to alchemize that energy that you can see, project yourself outside to the future in order to, and being able to alchemize that energy in the now. So I'll say me evolving, I'm constantly evolving. As big as I see myself in the future, even though I'm not worried about the future, I'm in the now, but as big as I see myself there in the future, I'm as big as that guy right now. The way I see him in the future, which is myself, he right here. You feel me? So evolving, and when it comes to my artistry and my production aspect, like he right here. You feel me? It just being able to reach that right audience for them to be able to be like, nah, he right. But like I said, all is divinely timed, cosmically aligned, and it's gonna work out when it should, how it should.
Actually, I forgot to ask this, but I got one more question for you. So, I like every time you drop, you don't have no features. Like, you collab with Sweezy on the beats and me, right? Boom. But when it comes for artists, you don't do like, you don't have really features like that. So like, could you please like explain like elaborate process, how you do it, or the reason why you
don't do features? And stuff?
Like, what I mean?
It's not me, that just avoiding features. It ain't that, but
You just let it come.
I just let it come. Like, I'm a magnet of success. I'm a magnet, so I don't have to. Yeah, I don't even look to search for nothing, because if anybody wanted to work or anything, or if I seen somebody that really wanted to work, I'll do that. And not only that, but it ain't a lot of people that are truly goal driven and ambitious about the things that they do. And I'm big on energy. So if I can sense that, then it ain't no need for me to do that. You feel me? So yeah, leave it there. Dre the mic, boom, right now on the stage, you did.
That was the last of the questions, man. I just want to let you know if you got anything else to say, go ahead and tell people.
Oh, most definitely. Man, know thyself, love thyself, cherish thyself. You know, it's more to life than what the eyes could possibly see and or imagine. Though your imaginations is one that outside they can't fathom. Therefore, you knowing yourself, loving yourself, will take you beyond what the eyes can possibly see. You know, so I'll say believe in yourself more than the outsider believe in you.
No cap. But that's a good way to end out, my boy.
Definitely.
All right, man. We're gonna take this out of here, man. Appreciate you telling us that knowledge, boy. You tell through.
For sure.
All right.